Welcome back, channel subscribers. My last video was 5 reasons not to buy silver. This time we're going to look at 5 reasons to buy silver. And I've called this one the cloud with the silver lining. 5 reasons to buy silver. The first one is it retains its PP. PP stands for purchasing power. Silver over its history has retained its purchasing power. Second, its invisibility. I'll describe that shortly. Third, demand. Fourth, its growth potential. And 5, its history. Let's have a look at each of these. The first one is that silver retains its purchasing power. Over a long period of time, silver is shown again and again and again, while other things increase in cost and the dollar loses its purchasing power. Silver continues to hold its purchasing power. The silver currency that was issued in silver pre-1960 and even higher quantities of silver pre-World War II, that money would still buy what it would buy back then at the same cost if you consider the value of the silver in it. In other words, that coin has retained its purchasing power in terms of the precious metal that it has. So silver acts then as a safe haven against inflation and hyperinflation. I've got one of my favourite pictures here. Not sure who did it, but if he has a problem with me using the photo, please get in contact with me. I just really like this photo and his work. And here we see the pyramid screen with Ben Bernanke, Alan Greenspan, and others printing out endless amounts of money from the Federal Reserve. Every year we lose value in our money as inflation eats up its value. And in my video, Reasons Not to Buy Silver, I said that there was no yearly return, no investment interest or like a rental, no weekly return. But it could be argued that silver, in fact, every year does have a return, and the return that it gives you each year is its purchasing power, that while your money is losing its value, silver automatically doesn't. I'm not talking about the market fluctuations from month to month or within a year. I'm talking about long term here. And silver over the years keeps its purchasing power and is a protection against inflation, and certainly a good thing to have. A precious metal is a good thing to have when you have hyperinflation. Sorry if I get tongue-tied and my pronunciation isn't too good. The next one is invisibility. Silver is an invisible investment, particularly for smaller size purchases. I think in the US it's under $10,000. There is limited to no tax compared to other investments. By limited tax, I mean some places have a VAT tax on it, but here in Australia there's no tax whatsoever on bullion purchases, and so it's very good in that sense. You can hold it and you're not paying tax each year for its increase in value. Most governments don't keep track of the average citizen's silver holdings, and if you don't tell anyone, they won't know how much silver you're holding. So so long as you're not showing it off to people, no one's got any idea that you're holding silver or gold or precious metals. If you keep it quiet and careful about it. If you're like me and talk about it on YouTube, I suggest you keep your silver somewhere other than your house. So that's a quality of silver which makes it a good investment. It's invisible. It's an invisible investment. Number 3 is demand. There is an increasing demand for silver. People say, oh, it's an industrial metal. They try to put it down by saying it's an industrial metal. I think it's an advantage that it's an industrial metal because it has so many unique qualities and so many unique applications. And its demand and its value is increasing all the time. As we progress in technology, we just find more and more ways to use this incredibly useful metal. Its properties include that it's antibacterial and when we finally have a failure in antibiotics, which is a fear, then we may be only turning to silver as the only silver bullet in avoiding us going back to the dark ages where numerous kids died young due to bacterial infections, or where if you got a cut or an injury, you'd die through bacterial infection. That was just common 200 years ago. But thanks to antibiotics, it's not common now. But as germs become antibiotic resistant, we may have to turn to silver in ever greater numbers for its antibacterial properties. Also has numerous other great properties, including it has the highest electrical conductivity, making it great for high-end electrical products. It has its highest reflectivity, hence why it was used in mirrors, why it's used in glass, and used in photos and numerous other things. It has many chemical processes where it makes a great catalyst, speeds up the process. Often for some chemical processes you can only use one possible catalyst. There is no other option known to man. And so it's very important to use that silver as a catalyst in certain chemical reactions. But the industrial application go into the thousands. I can't name them all here. So because of these properties, it's used in circuitry. It's used in superconductors, which we're only touching the tip of the iceberg. It's going to be used in nanotechnology, which is small machines, and their potential is in 50 years they will revolutionize the way we live. Nanotechnology. Electronics. Most of your electronics, mobile phones, TVs, all sorts of things use silver in some way. Silver is used in coatings on windows to reduce your heat loss or your heat absorption. They're used in solar panels as a coating or a paste to create electricity. It's used as a coating on many other products because it's got a high thermal tolerance, and may be used in bearings. They say they're used in bearings in jet airlines. So its importance, when you look into it in more depth, is used over and over and over again. And what is shocking is that it is still so relatively cheap, given that it's a thing that we're running out of. It's used for purification. So it's either used in water purifiers, or it's used in air conditioning as a way to keep the bugs down in your air conditioning, or a fridge. It's now added to fridges. If you go to your local shop, you may see advertising your fridge saying it's got silver in it to protect it. Now that's a small amount of silver, but it's there for a purpose. So its demand is just going to increase. I don't see its demand reducing, particularly in the industrial field. When we have a recession, there may be a temporary halt in demand as people play catch up. But unless we're all going to stop buying TVs, computers, mobile phones, which I don't see happening, the demand is just going to increase. And as India and China and many of these other nations take the great leap forward into technology, silver demand is going to skyrocket. It's just going to go spastic. So its growth potential, which is my next point, is huge. Its ability to make profits in the future, and many people believe, will be massive. Now that's not a promise I'm making, but my own personal belief is that's the case, and that's why I'm into silver. The high gold to silver ratio is much higher than natural levels. At the moment it's about 1 to 55. It varies. It's been as high as 1 to 70 or even higher, and but it comes out of the ground at about 1 to 16. So you think 1 ounce of gold should be worth 16 ounces of silver, or sometimes they say 1 ounce to 12 ounces of silver, but that's not the case. At the moment the ratio's been spun out, and there's reasons for that. Plenty of other YouTubers have gone into reasons why this is spun out of control, the silver ratio, as there's been a deliberate attempt to subdue the price of silver. It's a limited resource with many applications, and many of those applications have no recycling possibility. When they put silver in sports polyester for its antibacterial qualities in sports clothing, that silver can't be regained. It's never going to be seen again. It's used once and it's gone. Demand is exceeding supply. and because of that, its price is going to increase. And there's increasing investment demand as people wake up, as we have good work done by people like Michael Maloney and many others out there. People are realizing that silver is a precious metal, and I believe once again it will be returned to the precious metal status, and when that happens, its value is going to increase. Finally, there's the history of silver. Silver is money. It's the history of money. Many languages have their word for money as the same word as silver. Real money that's unable to be printed at will by a central bank. Silver is historical money, and silver has been the people's money for thousands of years. Gold was the money of royalty, the money of the treasury, the money of high finance, the money to finance wars and things like that. But the average people, the average plebs, their money was always silver. Always silver. And once we people wake up that we've had silver robbed from us as our money, it's going to radically alter the value of silver. So I'm excited about silver, as you can probably tell. Just want to say happy stacking. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe and comment. This video has been created for education and discussion purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. The other thing I'd say, where I've used pictures, if there's any copyright issues, please those people contact me. I'm only using them for their educational purposes, not for profit. But contact me, I'm more than happy to look at any of those issues. Thanks for watching my videos. If you like them, please subscribe. Please feel free to comment. I will not take offence. In fact, I'd like to see a healthy discussion about it. If you think silver's the worst investment, get on and say why. If you think it's going to go to the moon, get on and say why. But at least you're thinking, and that's a start. That's doing a lot better than most people out there who are just happy to swallow whatever their governments or central banks want them to swallow. Thank you for your time, and that's the end of my video.